Hey everyone, it's Ollie.
Now don't you hit me with a rain check. I need something like a blank check.
Okay, so today's video is very exciting to me because I'm going to be reviewing and doing a kind of first impressions thingy on the new Kat Von D and Divine eyeshadow palette. So this came out in America I think at the start of February, however in the UK it was released on my birthday on March 7th. And I turned 20 this year, so like as soon as it like hit midnight I was like, purchase, it's mine, you know, it's limited edition, so I was like, I need to get it ASAP. I was awake anyway, so it was just like perfect. But yeah, I've been dying to try out this palette ever since it was like announced it was happening. I love Divine, I love this whole collaboration idea, I love the shades in this palette. I just think that it's a really great palette, especially because a lot of like limited edition releases nowadays from like makeup brands seem to be kind of boring, dare I say, or just kind of predictable, or something that we've already had in the past. To have something like this was like really unique to me and just really special for me to like purchase. I'm a huge fan of Kat Von D's product and also a huge fan of Divine. Also that's why I'm not like doing the intro with like the full makeup look already on, because it's first impressions. I want you guys to see like how I like think of this palette instead of just seeing it, you know, straight off the bat how it looks. So this is the front of the packaging, it's just Divine's eyes, and on the back you have all the shade names. On the box it actually does have the colour behind the lettering, so yeah. And then this is the inside and I just die, it's amazing to me. The brows on like the mirror is just such a cool touch to me, and the shade range in this palette and the finishes is just absolutely beautiful. You know, you've got like a deep blue, a light blue, a black, a grey, a green, a sort of yellowy gold champagne-y shade, and then also like another light grey. I just feel like all these shades really complement each other, and I just really love the shade range in this palette. I just love these shade names. So there's Babs, Hard Magic, Baltimore, Waters, Filthy, Pink Flamingos, Female Trouble, Hairspray. If you're a Divine fan, then obviously you know that these names are named after some of the films that she was in and other stuff. Like for example, the green one is called Pink Flamingos, and my mum was like, it's not very pink though. And I was like, yeah, it's a movie that Divine was in. And for example, like Waters, the light blue shade, is obviously because of John Waters, who she collaborated a lot with when it came to making her movies and directing her movies. So yeah, this palette just kind of holds like, you know, a lot of my heart. So yeah, we're just going to test it out today. I'm very excited. You know I love greens, and blue is one of my absolute favourite colours of all time as well. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Okay, so today's video of course is a little bit different for me. So for example, I would normally do one eye off camera and then come back and show you how I recreated it. However, I really wanted to do this today as like a first impression, so we're just going to be going through it all together. Of course, I'll just probably film one eye just because it's a lot more easier and more makes the video a lot more shorter, so you don't have to watch the process of doing two eyes. But definitely you guys are going to see my first impressions when it comes to the formula, the shades, the look that I'm going to try and recreate today. So yeah, I'm going to zoom you guys in and then we'll get started. So off camera I just did my eyebrows and primed my lid. I did a full video on how I do this, which will probably be in a card in the screen somewhere, and I'll link it below if I remember to. So today I actually want to create like kind of the cut crease on the front of the palette, which Divine is wearing. So she's got like the cut crease and then like the eyeliner that kind of goes off into like a square shape at the end. But I really want to do like a cut crease that goes out into a blue shadow, and then where this gap in the lid is, I really want to put the green down on there, I think. I just really want to try and use as much shades as I can possible in this little tutorial that we're doing. So yeah, let's get started. I'm just going to be taking this non-branded eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to be taking the light blue shade Waters as my transition shade throughout my crease. Okay, so there's like barely any fallout from the shadow, but she is pigmented. Okay, let's see how this is. I'm kind of shocked because I really didn't go in that hard. Wow, okay, she did that. So yeah, I am just blending it out in my outer V, kind of blending it out a little bit on the side of my eye too, just because obviously this cut crease isn't going to be just on the lid, it's going to go outwards as well. I hope my camera's focusing on me and not the eyes on the palette. I'm just kind of bringing this blue as high as I can up to my brow bone. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. The pigment was there. Like, I'm really shocked. Like, I know none of you guys are really going to be able to tell because obviously it's just not going to show up on camera. Even though I've already gone into that shadow, like, it literally looks like the shadow is untouched. Like, I've never really had that before, like when I've used an eyeshadow, like even for the first time. Like, whenever I've put a brush into it, you can always see that obviously someone's already used it. But this already looks like unused. Like, I'm kind of gagged. And this like neon baby blue is what I'm like living for. So next I'm going to be taking the shade Baltimore from this palette. It's just this gorgeous navy blue shimmer shade. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't a little bit nervous to put this through my crease because this might like just make or break the look. However, I will be also darkening this crease with the black in a moment. So maybe if it is a little bit too shimmery, the matte black might be able to like turn it down like in the crease. So we'll see. And for this I'm just using a 17 eyeshadow brush. They don't have names or anything, so yeah. So I'm going to be going back to the other brush that I just used just to blend out the blue that we've just put down. Okay, so I've just gone in with a little bit more of that baby blue because I did feel like it was starting to get washed out a little. And I've just kind of blended out that dark blue throughout the crease so it doesn't look too, you know, just sat there. And then going back in again with the 17 brush, I'm just going to kind of put more of that dark blue through the crease, kind of just patting it and then blending it out. So yet again, this shade did not let me down either. Also, there was no fallout with this like shimmer shade either. I just thought I'd let you guys know. And also, it's like not super shimmery like throughout my crease either because I thought it was gonna be like super like metallic because obviously Kat Von D's stuff is super like pigmented. And yes, even though it is pigmented, like the shimmer is not like intense, if that makes sense. Which maybe that's why she did put them with a lot of the dark shades in this palette as opposed to like, you know, the lighter shades. Like I'm actually liking how this is going because I was kind of worried a little bit. But no, like I generally like love this shade as well. I mean, I'm just the biggest fan of blues, but like honestly these blues are delivering and this is like what I want. Like the blues are just so perfect and so true to the shade like in the pans as well. I can't tell you this enough, but like honestly I've bought so many eyeshadow like palettes in the past and I've like seen a shade and it looks gorgeous, and I'm not just talking about blues, I'm talking about every shade in general. And obviously like I've gone in there with my brush thinking it was going to look like that on my lid and like, no. So the next shade that I'm going to be taking from this palette is Hard Magic, this matte black. I am a little bit scared with this one just because like the pigment's been there. Like I'm going to have to be careful dunking into this shade because like this eyeshadow look is going to go from blue eyeshadow look to black eye real quick. Okay, so to put the shade Hard Magic through my crease, I'm going to be using the Morphe M151 eyeshadow brush. It's just a super small like shader one. I usually use this on my bottom lash line. However, today I feel like I can really get in depth with this cut crease if I use this brush, so yeah. Okay, so now that I've laid the black through my crease, and yes, it is super pigmented, and no, there's not even like any fallout at all. I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques angled shadow brush, and I'm just going to be kind of using the tapered side because it kind of just have an angle to it. So I'm going to be using the end of the angled side just to blend out the black in the crease. That black matte shade is like one of the best black matte eyeshadows that I've used like in a while, because like I've used a lot of black eyeshadows obviously in my like smoky eyeshadow looks, and they're either like hit or like complete miss. You know, like sometimes they can be like a little bit on the grey side, or sometimes they can be like super black, like stay true to the colour in the pan, black pigmented, because that has just like given like my cut crease so much definition like compared to that one, as you can see. And I definitely do think it did kind of balance out the shimmer of the blue shade that we did lay down before this step. I don't want to sound crazy because I don't really come on camera and do reviews of products that I think are going to let me down. However, like I didn't think I'd like be this much in love with it, like playing with it. Like eyeshadows are like my favourite part when it comes to makeup, and obviously like I do have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but either there's always something about it that's a miss. So obviously like if there's too much fallout, the shadows aren't coming out the same colour as in the pan, they're not pigmented, the packaging, etc. But this just like, so far, like I'm not even finished yet, but so far this just like hits the marks for like everything. Okay guys, so now I'm just going to cut my crease using the Krylon TV paint stick in the shade White and using a small concealer brush. I don't know how well this is going to be filmed because I'm going to be getting very close up with my mirror, but we'll see what stays in. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking the neon green shimmer shade, which is called Pink Flamingos, on a flat brush. And I'm just going to be setting this on my lid just to set the white foundation that we've just laid down. Okay Okay guys, so kind of ignore the mess like down here because I'm going to clean it all up, because obviously I'm going to put down some tape, do some eyeliner with in just a second. However, like, I didn't honestly mean to go this high, except I don't kind of hate it because it kind of leaves a lot more room now for the eyeliner that we're going to put down soon. So yeah, I also don't hate this like green shade. It did pack down really well on top of that foundation that I used to carve out my crease, but this green shade actually like didn't have any problems. I think the only issue that I have with like this green shade is that in my opinion it's not shimmery enough, but I kind of like the finish to it anyway. Like, it's really hard to explain because I don't know what Kat's like vision was for these shimmer shades. I don't know if she wanted them to be like super shimmery or just kind of subtle, but honestly I don't really mind the subtle finish. But yet again, the shade was super pigmented and it worked really well to set my lid as well. So yeah, I'm just going to catch up on this side and then we'll get on with winged eyeliner in just a second. Okay, so I've just laid down some tape on the side of my eyes just for the eyeliner. So now I'm going to be using the NYX Vinyl Liquid Liner in black just to do a fierce cat wing. I don't know if I'm going to thicken it more at the end like Divine. I think I'll just do it and then like see where we go from there. You know what I mean? So oh, I loved how this wing turned out. Look at that. Yes, bitch. Okay guys, so I've nearly finished the eye look. I'm just going to do the rest of the face off camera because today I only wanted to focus on this palette only, and like honestly I'm doing nothing special with my foundation, so. But don't worry if you are someone that does love a full length tutorial. There is going to be another tutorial posted this week, hopefully. But yeah, I'm just going to do the rest of the face and we'll come back to finish off the eye look with some eyeshadow on the bottom lash line and the inner corners, and then I'll give you my full review of this palette. So see you soon. No! My nails. Oh. No, we're not going to deal with that right now. Okay guys, so I'm back. I've finished my entire face. Like I said, it's nothing special today because I've kind of done like a, you know, like kind of just dewy and healthy kind of skin look. I'm actually not pounding on the makeup as heavy as I used to before, like nowadays. And I've also put lashes on as well, but I still need to mascara the bottom lashes, so don't worry. But diving back into this palette again, I'm going to be taking this MAC Mariah Carey brush and I'm actually just going to dip into the shade Female Trouble, which is like a white shade. I didn't know if it had like an undertone to it, but it's definitely white. And just while this brush is clean, I'm just going to pack this on my inner corners. Oh wow, I look awake. I needed that. Thank you, Kat Von D. Oh, are you seeing this? I hope nobody's watching this with their eyes closed. Wig.
Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, I feel that already.
Okay, so now we're going to dip into some shades that we haven't used yet. So what I think I'm going to dip into is, I think I'm going to dip into the shade Filthy. It's kind of like a dark grey shade, but I'm going to use this on my bottom lash line, and then going towards the inner corner of my eye, I'm going to be using the shade Babs, which is kind of like this yellow champagne goldy shade. It does have like a green undertone to it, but still, I call it champagne. So I'm going to take the shade Babs first, just on the inner part of my bottom lash line. Ooh. And now I'm going to go into the shade Filthy. This one is dark. Okay, so this shade is pigmented. Okay, and then using this Morphe M575 brush, I'm just going to kind of blend that out so it doesn't look too rough, just sat there. Okay, so that grey shade was a gag. I didn't really think it was going to be that pigmented, but I'm kind of living for the like outcome of this look. Okay, so I think for the last step of this look, I'm just going to put a bit of black liner through the bottom of my waterline. I think I'm going to go halfway though, because we put that sort of light shadow on the inner corner, the shade Babs, and that's really like opening my eyes, but I kind of want this outer corner to be more darker, specifically on my waterline, so yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to be taking this non-branded black eyeliner pencil and putting it through my waterline. Sorry if this is film dodgy, I can never film this right. Okay guys, so I'm just going to put on some mascara and do my lipstick off camera, and then I'll be right back to give you my full review of the Kat Von D and Divine eyeshadow palette. So see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so I'm back and this is the finished look. I had so much fun creating this eye look for you guys, and I honestly love this palette so much. Like, I cannot recommend it to you enough. This is my favourite thing to do. Okay, but for real, this palette is like a 10 out of 10 for me. So for me, the pigment in this palette is 10 out of 10. The creaminess of the eyeshadows like generally shocked me because if I'm being completely honest, I haven't used Kat Von D eyeshadows in a while now. I do have like another small little mini palette by her, but like I just barely ever touch it because the shades I'm not really into, or shades that I don't really wear that often. It's just this small little mini palette that I've got by hers is like all purples and greys, and like I love it. Like I've used it before in so many looks, but at the same time, when it comes to like everyday looks, I know that this isn't an everyday look, but when it comes to my go-tos tend to be like blue eyeshadow looks and orange and like red eyeshadow looks. But yeah, definitely trying this palette did like rekindle my love for Kat Von D eyeshadows and how like creamy they are. Like I was expecting so much fallout, especially with the shimmer shades or the matte shades, because it tends to be that the shimmery shades always have a lot of fallout compared to the matte shades. Not when it comes to Kat Von D, but just in general. But I was just generally shocked this palette just didn't create a mess. You know what I mean? Like I said, I have so many other eyeshadow palettes, and it's like normally when I've dipped into them a lot, like the palette's a complete mess. And you can tell that this one isn't a mess because literally like there's black all around it, and if there was a mess, you guys would straight away see that like this is all messy, and it's not. Like it's so clean. I just love this palette because it's just so unique. You know, if you are contemplating buying this, I just want to say I 100% recommend it. You know, even if these shades aren't your everyday like kind of palette, I highly recommend this as like a limited edition item in your kit, because every like makeup lover loves to have like that one special like limited edition item like in their makeup collection, and I feel like this is one that you just can't miss out on. I also feel like this is really special to like the queer like makeup artists, just because I feel like if you're a massive fan of drag and just that side of beauty, you know, even if you're not a fan and you can appreciate it, I feel like you have to get this, because I feel like it's so rare in the drag queen community that you ever see a drag queen collaborate with a really big makeup company. You know, I understand that Divine's not about anymore, but still, because it's very rare that you like get a collaboration like this. I think the last one must have been like MAC Cosmetics when they collaborated with RuPaul to create the Viva Glam lipstick. I think that was like the last kind of makeup and drag queen collaboration. I know OCC has Willem, the drag queen, as a brand ambassador and a model when it comes to the photo shoots, but at the same time I just love this entire palette because it's just based around Divine. These shade names are just so brilliant, and they cater to Divine's legacy that she's left behind. Just seeing the looks that people have created using this palette is like just incredible. Like the looks that I've seen, you know, like people going out of their safe zone when it comes to makeup and trying out things new. It's just been like a great thing to see when it's come to this collaboration. So yeah, I can't recommend this palette enough. I don't know if it is still about. If it is, please try and get your hands on it. You will not regret it. And yeah, that is everything. So I know this video was a little bit different, but if you are new here, be sure to subscribe down below and be sure to hit that bell icon so you never miss out on makeup content in the future. Be sure to like and comment down below if you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye!
She likes to spray tan a lot.
Bitch, me too!
I'm gonna use Bobbi Brown and Chestnut to
play that game your way. Okay, wait, she's got her concealer back on underneath and it's not blended out. So what is the truth?
I'm doing something crazy for my hair tonight. I'm just so excited.
Okay, so a wig.